Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to tell you my birth story and how I delivered my second son, Jackson. So if you guys would like to hear that story, just keep watching. Okay, so I'm going to do this video on top of my head because I didn't write anything down. I have a moment to myself. The baby is sleeping right now, but he can be up at any moment. So it might be jumbled up. I might be jumping back and forth, but hey, I'm only 8 weeks postpartum, so I still have those hormones ranging. I'm absent-minded and stuff like that, and I'm kind of crunched on time because we have not established a schedule yet, me and the baby, so he can be up at any moment. So anywho, my due date was actually July 14th, 2018. He didn't come until July 19th, so he was about 5 days late, give or take. And I say late because your due date is only the doctor's guesstimate anyway. So July 14th came. It was actually a Saturday, so the day before at work I packed up my whole entire desk, and I was ready for him to come the next day so I can be on leave and I didn't have to come into work anymore. July 14th came and went. He didn't come. July 15th came. Nothing. He still didn't come. He still didn't come. I was a little upset because I had to go back into work the next day because I wanted to work up until I actually had him. I didn't want to use any of my time. So I went in that Monday upset because I had packed up my whole entire desk because I knew that I was going to be gone for 4 months, so I had to like bring my stuff out, and everybody kept asking, Jazz, are you still here? Jazz, are you still here? I thought you were due on Friday. I'm like, well, I thought I was due too, but he didn't come. He's gonna come on his own time. So Monday came and went. He still didn't come. Tuesday came and went. He still didn't come. Wednesday, the 18th, I actually had a doctor's appointment. It was my 40-week doctor's appointment, and it was like at 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. So I had a half a day. I went to work that day. I went into my doctor's appointment that day, saw my midwife. She actually arranged for my induction date because doctors don't allow the baby to stay in after 40 weeks and allow them to stay in that far. So she actually asked me if I wanted to be induced that week. I told her no. I wanted him to come on his own. I didn't want to push him out. I didn't want to rush him out. I just wanted him to come on his own. But I wanted him to hurry up the process as well. So she was like, okay, well, I give you until the weekend. If he doesn't come the weekend, we're going to schedule your induction date for that Monday. Come in at 6 o'clock in the morning to the hospital at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, okay. I really didn't want to be induced because I'm not all that, I'm not all that privy to, I hear him waking up. So I was just like, okay, fine, whatever. She's like, I'm going to check your cervix. While I'm checking your cervix, do you want me to sweep your membranes? And I was like, no. She was like, I just want to forewarn you that it can trigger labor if I sweep your membranes, and also it's painful too. So when she said it was painful, I was like, no, I'm just gonna allow him to come on his own. He's up. Be right back. I don't want you to sweep my membranes. I want him to come on his own, and I planned on delivering him naturally, so I didn't want any additional pain other than what I was going to experience by pushing him out. So I was like, no, I don't want you to do that. So she didn't. She checked my cervix and she was like, oh, well, you're at 3 or 4 inches, 3 or 4 centimeters, and you're at 3 or 4 centimeters and I forget, like 80% effaced or something like that, or I don't remember the percentage. And I was like, oh, okay. I took it with a grain of salt. The only reason why, and when I say I take it with a grain of salt, it's because of the fact that I was 2 centimeters dilated for about like 3 weeks. So I was just like, oh, well, is it going to take me another couple of weeks for me to get to 8 centimeters? And so I just took it with a grain of salt. She checked my cervix, and after she checked my cervix, I remember walking back to my car, and I remember feeling like pressure down there, but like very light pressure. Like I didn't feel that pressure going into my doctor's appointment. But I carried on regularly. I went to work. The rest of the day, I went to work, and after I got off work, I went to go pick up Jalen because it was my week with Jalen. And I took him to Chick-fil-A. He got dinner. He got Chick-fil-A for dinner that night. We actually went to the park, yeah, because I wanted to like walk him out. I wanted to walk the baby out to see if that would induce labor. So my coworker met me at the park with her daughter, and me and Jalen were there, and we walked around the park to induce labor. They played. I swung on the swings with Jalen. I went down the slide with Jalen, and all like I was still feeling like pressure down there. So I was just like, I mean, it is what it is. So we left. We got home like probably like around 7:30 or something like that, going on 8. And Jalen did his regular routine. He went and. I might stink. The baby's right here. So he took his shower. Jalen took his shower. Got ready for bed. He went to bed at his normal time. And we just went as normal. I noticed I went to the bathroom and I went to go wipe TMI or whatever, and I saw that I had I saw that I like had like a tinge of blood, but I didn't really pay it too much attention because when the doctors always check your cervix, they always tell you that you may have like blood later, to not panic. It's fine, this and other. So I just thought it was because she checked my cervix, so I didn't really pay it any mind. It wasn't until the second time I went to the bathroom and I saw blood in the toilet again, and I was like, this is not normal. That's when I thought like maybe I might be in labor. And at that time I was experiencing like milder contractions. The baby's dad, I actually called him and I was like, hey, I'm having contractions. There's also blood in the toilet. I might be having a baby. So he was like, okay, I'll be there soon. And he was here within like the next 45 minutes to an hour. And then the contractions started to pick up. The contractions started to pick up, and I remember just tracking them. They were like all over the place. They were like 3 minutes apart, 5 minutes apart, 7 minutes apart, like just up and all over the place. So I actually called the doctor and I told her, I spoke to the on-call doctor, and she was just like, just time them. Once they get to like 3 to 5 minutes apart, that's when like to come in. So I was like, okay. After I spoke to the doctor, I called Jalen's dad, let him know, put him on notice, like, hey, I'm I'm having contractions, I might be having a baby tonight, just keep your phone next to you, because if I was going into labor at night, I would have to drop Jalen off to his dad. And he was like, fine, okay, I'll keep the phone next to me, just call if anything, this and the other. So put Jalen's dad on notice. So other than that, I just kept timing the contractions, and then I started to vomit. I vomited the first time I vomited the last thing that I ate. So I was like, okay, this is different. I didn't go through this with Jalen. So like I vomited and everything that came out, and I was like, okay. So I just like kind of filled myself up with water, water. I think I might have, by this time it's late. It's like 12 o'clock at night, and I was still timing my contractions. And I do remember, like, because I was laying on this bed, I do remember like falling asleep during the contractions and waking back up, and by that time the baby's dad was already here, so he was like laying down with me, and the last time I threw up, it had to be like about 2:45 going on 3, something close to like 3 o'clock. And and I just remember getting up, having to puke again, to vomit again, and I vomited like water, and I was just like, what in that, like, I can't keep water down. I was like, no, we gotta go, like, we gotta go to the hospital, because this isn't good. I didn't want to get dehydrated, so I was like, we gotta go. I told the baby's dad, I was like, my stuff is already packed up in my car, just bring my car around, this, that, and the other. I went into Jalen's room, tried to wake him up. Jalen is such a hard person to wake up, so I remember like telling him, like, Jalen, get up, just like moving him, Jalen, get up, and he was like out of it. And I remember having a contraction when I was trying to wake him up, and I remember lifting myself up off the bed and like just saying, Jalen, get up, like, get up. And he finally got up. I was like, I'm getting ready to have you, I'm getting ready to have your brother, I'm getting ready to have the baby, I need you to get up, you're going to your dad's. So I got him up, got him dressed. Thankfully his father doesn't live far away from me. We literally live like 10 minutes apart, and his house was on the way to the hospital. So got in the car, still having contractions, and then I dropped him off to his dad's. Was like, okay, I'll see you later. And then on our way to the hospital, that's when the contractions started coming, like minutes apart. Like I wasn't tracking them. Now that I think about it, like, I do remember like taking deep breaths and just being like going through it, basically going through it. We get to the hospital, and in our hospital, they did a lot of constructions, so he didn't know where to drop me off at. He circled the hospital probably like 2 or 3 times and was like, well, where do I drop you off at? Because there was no maternity section. There was women's and children, but you didn't know whether, like, dummy proof it, put maternity if it's maternity, don't put women's and children. So I remember him asking me, like, where do I drop you off? And I'm like, Devin, I do not know. I don't know. Have no idea. And so he dropped me off in front of women's and children. And when I tell you that when he put that car in park, like, my body just, I didn't push, but my body was just like pushing the baby out. And I remember feeling like something, like, come to find out later, I found out that it was blood, but I felt like this liquid or water or something like this gush, and I just felt like he was coming out, and I was like, something's coming out, something's coming, like I don't know what it is, something's coming out, and he was just like, oh, like he just panicked, and then he went into the hospital, and there was a front desk there, and he was just like, she's having a baby, and they were just like, oh, we'll just get the chair and just roll her in here. I'm just like, what in the heck? Like, just so calm and nonchalant. So I finally, like, he left my doors open and everything, and I just got the car. I just got my car, a new car, like the week before. All the doors are open, this, that, and other. But I was really focused on that, so I lifted myself out of the car, got in the chair, and he wrote me into triage. It was just like, she's having a baby, she's in labor, this and another, and they were just like, oh, okay, well, where's your ID? Show me your ID. Just like that, everybody just so nonchalant there. And I was just like, something's coming out, like baby's coming out. I just kept telling them like, something's coming out, because I thought I was gonna have the baby on the floor. So, hey, stinky butt, I think about muffin. Da, 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 da. So after that, like they wrote me in. I didn't have anything. I didn't have my purse or anything. I left it in the car, so he had to run back to the car, get my purse. I gave him my license. They had me sign things, and I'm just like, these people you got to be fucking kidding me. Like right now, they want me to sign papers, and I'm having contractions, and I'm like trying to lift myself off of the chair, like if that was gonna alleviate the contractions, and like they were pissing me off. They were making me so mad. So I remember being wheeled off into another room, and they were like, oh, I see that you're having contractions. Once that contraction stop, like you just lift yourself onto the bed and we'll check you, this, that, and other. So after my contractions, like they helped me take off my everything from like my lower half, and when I looked down, thank you, baby, good job. When I looked down, I saw that it was blood, like what I felt earlier when I was getting out the car, and it was blood. So she checked me, and after she checked, oh, good grief, man. After she checked me, she was like, oh, well, you're 10 centimeters. She said, I hope you weren't planning on getting an epidural, because it's too late now, because you're 10 centimeters. You're having a baby tonight. And I was like, ugh. Like I wasn't expecting, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just didn't think like I was like that far ahead, and that I was getting ready to have that baby now. But she was like, yeah, you're ready to have a baby now. And she yelled out the door, and she was like, she's 10 centimeters, she's ready. So like a couple other people like rushed in. Dad came in, they let dad come in, and then they rolled me upstairs. They rolled me upstairs, and actually the doctor that was on call was the one that delivered the baby, and she was like, oh yeah, I talked to you earlier, and she was just like very calm and collective, and she was like, well, you're 10 centimeters, I'm ready whenever you are, whenever you want to push, go ahead. And I was just like, oh, wow, like it happened so fast. They didn't hook me up onto anything. I didn't have any IV. I didn't have nothing hooked up to me. They were just